Imagine hiring a private investigator to stand over your shoulder 24 hours a day. Every 5 seconds, they take a high-resolution photo of your screen. Every password you type, every bank account you check, every private message you send. Then, they store all those photos in a folder on your desk. You would never agree to that. But after an 11-month delay and universal condemnation from security researchers, Microsoft just released exactly that feature. It's called Recall. And if you own a Copilot Plus PC or update to the latest Windows 11, it might already be running. Here's how it works, why security experts are still warning against it, and the 2 ways to disable it before it captures something you can't take back.
Recall isn't recording video, it's taking snapshots. Every few seconds, Windows captures a screenshot of your active window. But it doesn't stop there. Built-in AI scans each image using optical character recognition. It reads everything. That email from your boss, that invoice from your doctor, that disappearing message on Signal, captured and read before it vanishes. All of this gets indexed in a searchable database stored locally on your machine. You can type, "Find the red shoe I looked at last week," and Recall pulls up the exact moment you were shopping. Microsoft calls this a photographic memory for your PC. Convenient? Maybe. But here's the problem. If you can search that history, who else can? Microsoft announced Recall in May 2024. Within days, security researcher Kevin Beaumont tore it apart. He found that every screenshot was being stored in a simple SQLite database. It wasn't even properly encrypted. Any malware running as a regular user could access it, no admin privileges required. Another researcher, Alexander Haganaw, built a tool called TotalRecall in just a few hours. It could extract everything Windows had captured. Passwords, bank logins, private messages, all of it, searchable and ready to steal. If a hacker infected your PC, they didn't need keyloggers anymore. They just asked Recall, "Show me when the user logged into their bank." The backlash was immediate. The UK's privacy regulator announced an investigation. Privacy advocates called it surveillance built into the operating system. Signal added a feature to block Recall from screenshotting their app entirely. Microsoft delayed the launch, first to October 2024, then December. They claimed they were adding security, encryption, biometric authentication, content filtering to skip passwords and credit cards. In April 2025, 11 months after the original announcement, they released it anyway.
Microsoft made 3 major changes. Recall is now opt-in instead of default. The database uses VBS enclaves, a secure vault that requires Windows Hello biometrics to unlock, and AI filters are supposed to detect and skip sensitive information. Sounds fixed, right? This week, Kevin Bowman tested the final version. His conclusion? It's still vulnerable. Here's why. Encryption only protects data when your computer is locked, but when you're using your PC, you unlock the vault. If malware is present during that window, hiding in a pirated game, a phishing email, anything, it runs as you. That malware has the same access you do. If you can view your Recall history, so can the malware. And the content filtering? Users are already reporting failures. Screenshots of credit card forms, emails with social security numbers, password managers showing credentials, all captured despite the filter. And here's another problem Microsoft won't talk about. Recall can be re-enabled remotely. Even if you disable it through settings, a PowerShell command can turn it back on silently. If an attacker has remote access to your PC, through a Trojan, through compromised credentials, anything, they can activate Recall in the background. Let it run for days or weeks, capturing everything you do, then extract the database later. You wouldn't know until you happen to check your system tray, if you even look at your system tray. This isn't a bug, it's how the feature is designed. Microsoft built a surveillance tool that can be controlled remotely, and they're trusting that only good guys will use that capability.
If you're on a Copilot Plus PC, or if this feature rolls out to standard Windows 11 later, here's how to ensure it never captures a single frame. First, the easy way. Go to Settings, then Privacy and Security, then Recall and Snapshots. Toggle Save Snapshots to off. Then, delete all existing snapshots. In that same menu, there's an option to delete all snapshots. Do it. This erases everything Recall has already captured. But if you want to rip it out by the roots, we're going deeper.
Hit the Start button, type gpedit.msc and press Enter. This opens Group Policy Editor. Navigate to Computer Configuration, then Administrative Templates, then Windows Components, then Windows AI. If you bought a Copilot Plus PC, one of those new laptops with dedicated AI processors, Recall might be enabled right now. Microsoft made it opt-in after the backlash, but some OEMs are pre-enabling it during setup. Check your settings tonight. Don't assume it's off just because you didn't turn it on. HP, Dell, Lenovo, they're all shipping Copilot Plus devices with different default configurations. If you find Recall enabled and you never turned it on, you know what to do.
Look for the policy called Turn Off Recall or Allow Recall to be Enabled. The exact wording varies by Windows build. Double-click it, set it to Enabled if the policy says Turn Off Recall, or Disabled if it says Allow Recall. The goal is to block the feature entirely at the system level. Click Apply, click OK, restart your PC. Once you've done this, Recall can't be turned back on through settings or remote commands. It's dead at the policy level. One more thing. After you disable Recall through Group Policy, verify it's actually off. Go back to Settings, Privacy and Security, Recall and Snapshots. If the toggle is grayed out and you can't turn it on, you've successfully killed it at the policy level. If the toggle is still active, something went wrong. Redo the group policy steps. And check Windows Update. Microsoft has been known to re-enable features after major updates. So after any big Windows update, verify Recall is still disabled. One more option? Uninstall Recall completely. Go to Settings, Apps, Optional Features. Scroll down to Recall and click Uninstall. Restart. Once removed, Recall can't be reinstalled without manually adding it back through Windows features. Microsoft didn't build Recall because users asked for it. They built it to sell Copilot Plus PCs. This feature exists to differentiate AI-powered hardware from standard Windows laptops. It's a marketing tool disguised as a productivity feature. When security researchers universally condemned it in May 2024, Microsoft didn't scrap the idea. They delayed it, made cosmetic changes, and released it anyway. The UK still hasn't closed their investigation. The feature isn't available in Europe because of regulatory concerns, but in the US, it's live right now on millions of PCs. Kevin Beaumont warned them. The privacy community warned them. 11 months of backlash. Microsoft released it anyway. Because the business model of AI PCs depends on features like this. Features that prioritize data collection over user security. Features that treat your entire digital life as a data set. So if Recall is on your PC, turn it off tonight. Use Group Policy to lock it down. Uninstall it if you can. And if you're buying a new laptop, know that this feature exists and will continue to exist on Copilot Plus devices. Your computer's memory shouldn't be a liability. Don't let Microsoft turn it into one. Next, TSA's facial recognition is scanning travelers at 30 airports. Here are the exact ones and the opt-out phrase that actually works. Subscribe so you don't miss it.